Hello, welcome back to This Day in History. Today's date, July 17th, 1955. Disneyland, Walt Disney's metropolis of nostalgia, fantasy, and futurism, opens. The $17 million theme park was built on 160 acres of former orange groves in Anaheim, California, and soon brought in staggering profits. Today's Disneyland hosts more than 18 million visitors a year who spend close to $3 billion. Walt Disney, born in Chicago in 1901, worked as a commercial artist before setting up a small studio in Los Angeles to produce animated cartoons. In 1928, his short film, Steamboat Willie, starring the character Mickey Mouse, was a national sensation. It was the first animated film to use sound, and Disney provided the voice of Mickey. From there on, Disney cartoons were in heavy demand, but the company struggling financially because of Disney's insistence on ever improving artistic and technical quality. His first feature length cartoon, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, in 1938, took 3 years to complete and was a great commercial success. Snow White was followed by other feature length classics for children such as Pinocchio in 1940, Dumbo in 1941, and Bambi in 1942. Fantasia 1940, which coordinated animated segments with famous classical music pieces, was an artistic and technical achievement. In Song of the South in 1946, Disney combined live actors with animated figures, and beginning with Treasure Island in 1950, the company added live action movies to its repertoire. Disney was also one of the first movie studios to produce film directly for television, and its Zorro and Davy Crockett series were very popular with children. In the early 1950s, Walt Disney began designing a huge amusement park to be built near Los Angeles. He intended Disneyland to have educational as well as amusement value and to entertain adults and their children. Land was bought in the farming community of Anaheim, about 25 miles southeast of Los Angeles, and construction began in 1954. In the summer of 1955, special invitations were sent out for the opening of Disneyland on July the 17th. Unfortunately, the pass was counterfeited and thousands of uninvited people were admitted into Disneyland on opening day. The park was not ready for the public. Food and drink ran out. A woman's high heel shoe got stuck in the wet asphalt of Main Street, USA, and the Mark Twain steamboat nearly capsized from too many passengers. Disneyland soon recovered, however, and attractions such as the castle, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, Snow White's Adventures, Space Station X1, Jungle Cruise, and Stagecoach drew countless children and their parents. Special events and the continual building of new state-of-the-art attractions encouraged them to visit again. In 1965, work began on an even bigger Disney theme park and resort near Orlando, Florida. Walt Disney died in 1966, and Walt Disney World was opened in his honor on October 1st, 1971. Epcot Center, Disney, MGM Studios, and Animal Kingdom were later added to Walt Disney World, and it remained Florida's premier tourist attraction. In 1983, Disneyland Tokyo opened in Japan. In 1992, Disneyland Paris, or Euro Disney, opened to a mixed reaction in Marne-la-Vallée. Disneyland in Hong Kong opened its doors in September of 2005. In other news for this day in history, 2020, Congressman and civil rights leader John Lewis dies. 2014, Eric Garner dies in NYPD chokehold. 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 is shot down over the Ukraine-Russia border. In 1996, Flight 800 explodes over Long Island. In 1975, superpowers meet in space. In 1938, Douglas Romway Corrigan crosses the Atlantic. In 1920, three-point seatbelt inventor Niles Boland is born. In 1941, Joe DiMaggio ends 56-game hitting streak. In 1945, President Harry Truman records his impressions of meeting Stalin. In 1763, John Jacob Astor is born. In 1967, Jimi Hendrix drops out as opening act for the Monkees. 1944, an ammunition ship explodes in the Port Chicago disaster. And in 1945, Potsdam Conference begins. Well, thank you. This has been This Day in History. And until next time, remember, always forward, never back. See you next time.